Good morning, guys. Online students, please check your audio and video. I hope I am audible and visible. Am I loud and clear, online students? Yes. Yesterday I was talking about frameworks. Framework is a special software that is built on the top of one or more technologies, having ability to generate common logics of the application dynamically and lets the programmer to develop only application specific logics. So due to this, productivity will be good or not there. 70 to 80% logics are already generated. Only 20% logics we have to write manually. So that definitely simplifies application development. Overall, productivity will be improved or not there. What's the another definition I have given, guys? It provides abstraction on technologies and simplifies what? Application development. Okay, then we talked about what are the advantages of frameworks. Yeah, what's number one? Abstraction on technologies improves the productivity. Industry standard to develop the medium scale and large scale projects, right? Next one, no boilerplate code problem. What is boilerplate code? The code that repeats in multiple parts of the project, either with no changes or with what? Minor changes, is called as what? Boilerplate. In technology based application, we have noticed a lot of boilerplate code is there or not. Nothing but common logics in multiple applications, right? But in a framework based application development, there is no boilerplate code. Will be there, but we don't write it. That will be generated internally by framework by taking the support of what? One or other technology. By simply taking the support of what? One or other technology. Is that clear, guys? Okay. And most importantly, the libraries or APIs of framework are designed by keeping real-time scenarios and use cases in mind. Big requirement can be developed just like that. Why? Because we have a lot of ready-made methods and APIs fulfilling real-time scenarios and use cases. I think other day I talked about which one? Double posting problem and solution. If you want to solve a double posting problem in technology based web application development, nothing but servlet JSP based web application development, 3 to 400 lines of code you have to write by spending 2 days of time. Lot of expertise knowledge in servlet JSP is required. Same problem if you face in Spring or Spring Boot framework, it's all about overriding one method and doing 2 3 lines of code in that method. Problem is automatically solved. Why? Because a lot of aspects are internally taken care by just seeing the hint that you are giving by overriding method. Yes or no, na guys? Okay, that's good. Yeah. Lots of people are, I think, in psychological feeling. It's early morning batch. Let's skip this. Let's wait for the next batch. But let me give a reality statement. Okay. In 5 p.m. slot, they are already announced DevSecApps batch, mostly Monday or next Thursday onwards. So right now, my all 4 slots are freezed. I have given 4 slots commitment to Naresh IT. So it takes another 2.5 months easily to get my what? Next Spring Boot and microservice batch. Fine. If you have those 2.5 months time to waste in Ameripet, yes, please bunk the class in the mornings, right? Wait for the next batch. But if you don't have if you feel time is precious, okay, then it's all about practicing getting up in the morning for 21 days. If you practice for 21 days, 22nd day, it become part of your life. It's your psychological feeling. Nothing is there. See, guys, control on food, control on sleep, control on tongue, control on bad habits are the small emotions of the life. If you don't have control on the small emotions of life, don't expect life should be in your control. Don't expect life should be in control. You will be in control of what? Life. Life should be in your control means first get control on what? Small, small emotions of the life. Food, sleep, tongue, and some bad desires or bad habits. You know they are bad, but you cannot come out of it. First, you have to work on them. Then life automatically comes to your control. Fine. Okay. This class timing is 7:30, right? No, I changed it to 7:15. I changed it to 7:15 because 7:30 to 9 and exact 9 o'clock you got other batch and people are asking for breakfast time. Even I got batch at 9 o'clock. So it won't work out. And that's true. Our syllabus is very bigger one, right? So it will start by 7:15 and I will take up to 9:45, 9:50. You have that 10-15 minutes spare time. So go and relax and take the breakfast and plan for next batch. Okay? Right, guys. Okay. So, yeah. After learning all these things, yesterday we come to one conclusion in Java. Four types of frameworks are there. Yes or no? Na? Let us start understanding one by one. 2,000. Here is what? 10,000. Yeah, people are asking me, why don't you give notes as a PDF document? No, sir. I will continuously upgrade the notes. If I give PDF, it becomes permanent. Why don't you give notes as a notepad? But my notes is combination of both text and diagrams. So I cannot just give in notepad or wordpad, right? So do one thing. I'll give as a paint. You download and convert into PDF. There are so many online tools which can be used to convert what? Paint content into PDF at any given time. Fine. Okay. So today we will discuss about what's the session number? 666 or 7? Okay. Different types of frameworks in Java. Different types of Java frameworks. Yes. Tell me. In Java, total how many types of frameworks are there, guys? Can you name them? ORM, Object Relational Mapping, MVC, Model View Controller, Web Service Framework, JWE means Java Enterprise Edition. ORM. What is there? Object Relational Map. Nothing is there. Mapping object to relational database record. DB table record is there, na? Most of the popular database softwares are called relational databases. Object relational mapping means we are linking object with a record of a table. 10 objects, 10 records. 20 objects, 20 records. What is next? MVC. Model View Controller. JWE. What is there? Java Enterprise Edition. What is there? Java Enterprise Edition. That's good, great. Yes, boss. Okay, first of all, the logic using which we perform code operations on database software is called persistence logic. What logic, guys? Don't think much. JDBC code, Hibernate code, Spring Data JPA code, Spring ORM code. All these are various options that we have to develop the persistence logic. In advanced Java, you learn JDBC, right? There are some problems with the JDBC. Addressing those problems, we have alternate way of writing persistence logic. That is what? OR mapping logic. What logic, guys? Object relational mapping logic. Whatever I am taking, Hibernate, Spring Data JPA, IBATs, Toplink, Spring ORM, all these are there to develop persistence logic as a OR mapping logic. So that means there are some problems with what traditional JDBC style persistence logic development are not there. First, we'll try to understand what are the problems with JDBC. Then we will try to understand how OR mapping persistence logic that is developed either using Hibernate or Spring Data JPA or Spring ORM or by using some other framework is solved. Okay, the problems related to what? JDBC persistence logic development. I hope you understood, guys. See, very simple, boss. The place where we store and manage data for long time is called persistence store. Example, files, database, software. Because once you put the data in file or database software, it can be managed for long time or not then. Okay. Insert, update, delete, select operations on database software are called persistence operations. Okay. The logic using which we do persistence operation is called persistence logic. The technology using which we develop that persistence logic is called persistence technology. JDBC is a persistence technology. The framework using which we develop that persistence logic is called as what? Persistence framework. Hibernate, Spring Data JPA, Spring ORM, Toplink, or OJB, many are there. But Hibernate is very popular. But we don't use Hibernate directly. On the top of Hibernate, again, Spring Data JPA provides abstraction. Spring ORM provides what? Abstraction. That means Hibernate is one framework. On the top of framework, our Spring Data JPA module is providing abstraction. Abstraction on abstraction, right? Hibernate is already giving abstraction on JDBC. On that abstraction, Spring Data JPA is providing one more level of abstraction, guys. So it is like abstraction on abstraction are not there. That means more simplification is coming or not there. So ultimately in ORM framework, what we are going to do? Persistence logic we are going to develop. Already JDBC is there now. JDBC is old, outdated what? Persistence logic. I cannot say JDBC is outdated, but its style of programming is outdated. That's why no one is preferring to use JDBC directly. Everyone is indirectly using JDBC through what? ORM framework. This Hibernate, Spring Data JPA directly, indirectly needs to work with what? JDBC. If someone asks you, is JDBC outdated? No. Because all these ORM frameworks internally using JDBC. When something is used indirectly or internally, how can you say it's outdated? Then what should I answer, sir? Direct utilization of JDBC is reduced. Indirect utilization of JDBC through ORM framework is increased. So that's why you have to learn JDBC, but you never deal with JDBC directly. You'll always deal with JDBC indirectly through what? ORM frameworks. Convinced, my dear? So final conclusion statement. Persistence technology or framework is given for developing persistence logic to perform persistence operations on the persistent data of persistent store called database software or files. I'll conclude it. JDBC is a persistence technology that is given for developing persistence logic, nothing but JDBC code, to perform persistence operation, CORD operations on the persistent data, nothing but DB table records of persistence store, nothing but database software. Understood my statement, guys? Okay. I'll explain what is ORM framework later. Let's start understanding. The place where data can be saved and managed for long time is called persistence store. Example is files database software. The data of persistence store, the data of persistence store is called persistence, persistent data. Persistent means it's a saving for some time, managing for some. Okay, files data, DB table record, DB table records. Okay, okay. The insert, update, delete, and select operations on persistent data are called what, guys? Persistent operation. What are those, guys? Persistence operation, also called as CORD operations. Yeah, C for create, nothing but inserting record or not. Okay, U for update, modification or not. Yes, next word. R for read, select operation or not. D for delete. What is that? Remove up. What is that, guys? Remove operation. Are you getting my point there? See, we Indians say curd operation because we eat curd and curd is part of our food culture. But foreigners don't use the curd operation word. They use the word crude operations. Sometimes you may get the task perform crude operation. Don't think that is a different. It's the same as curd. In their food culture, there is no curd kind of item. That's why they prefer using it as what? Crude. Crude oil is there, na? Crude oil, crude. Okay, I'll tell one experience that happened to me. Okay, on company work, I I went to US. Okay, like after release of the project, when major issue comes, sometimes we need to use it as a consultant, right? Okay, so there we have to work with the locals. In that process, in that team, I met with one local US citizen who is also working for the same project. So after work hours, generally when we go for India, we try to mingle with what locals to know about their culture and other thing. So we are talking, and one day he invited me for dinner. We went for a dinner. After dinner, he said, "Look like you are a healthy man, and you take only healthy food. So I'll introduce one healthy ice cream for you." Great. I'm also curious. I'm also foodie kind of person. So I said, let's go. Fine. Then he has gone to one shop and he's talking about that brand. This brand has got patent rights on this product. Healthiest ice cream, taste wise good, health wise good, no guilty while eating this ice cream. Then I felt, oh, these people are very advanced in ice cream, that too healthy ice cream, right? Fine, great. Okay. So he asked what flavor you like. I said mango flavor. So he brought me and given one cup. I tasted, I have taken first bite. Tasting good, but somewhere I'm finding it, I already tasted it earlier. Taken second bite, third bite. Then I realized he offered me flavored curd. He offered me what? Flavored curd. Then I said, "Arey, this we eat in India every day." Really? No, how can you say that? This company has got patent rights on this yogurt technology. At that time, I don't know yogurt is called curd. Later, I know, came to know in technically curd means yogurt, right? Okay. Then I said to him, it's curd, right? Every mother of India, every citizen of India knows how to prepare it. What is patent rights? You come to India, you will get plenty of it. Then he asked, can you tell me how to make it? I'm liking it like anything. Very simple. Make the milk sleeping whole night. Next day morning, it become tight. Okay. Fine. So that is my experience about what? Curd in foreign countries. Okay, let it be, guys. Hmm. The insert update delete select operations. Okay. Hmm. The logic using which we perform persistence operations. Persistence operations is called what logic, guys? Persistence logic. Yeah. What is there? JDBC code, Hibernate code, Hibernate code, Hibernate code, IBATs. All these are various things, guys. IBATs code. Yeah. Spring data, Spring or Spring Boot, data JPA code, Spring or Spring Boot ORM. Array, ORM is the module name, guys. If that module is used in Spring style, Spring ORM. Is used in what? Spring Boot style, Spring Boot ORM. Like this, many options are there or not there. The technology or framework. The technology or framework using which we can develop the persistence logic is called what, guys? Is called, okay, is called persistence technology or frame. Is called persistence technology or frame. Yeah, what are the examples, my dear? JDBC. What is that? Technology. Okay, Hibernate. Hibernate. IBATs. Link, Eclipse link, guys. Eclipse is not just ID, right? It's a big vendor company like Amazon. Amazon means we think about e-commerce. No, it's more than bigger company. It's a bigger company. Google means we just think that search engine, but it's bigger than that, right? Oracle Corporation means we think about database. It's bigger than that. But they are popular because of their first product. But later they expanded business like anything. Amazon Web Services. AWS is from what? Amazon, right? Like this, many other products are there. Okay, Eclipse Link. What is this? Spring or Spring Boot Data JPA. Data JPA and etc. All these are persistence technologies are not there. Super, guys. Okay, now let us try to understand limitations of JDBC style persistence logic. JDBC style persistence logic. Okay, now, yeah, all these things allows ORM style persistence logic are not there. Allows to develop, what is that? ORM style. ORM is nothing but OR mapping. Persistence logic. Yeah, before going to see advantage of OR mapping persistence logic, we must understand, or I am not giving all limitations, guys. Today we will see few limitations because it's an introduction only. When I launch each module, I'll talk more problems, more advantages. Few limitations of JDBC style persistence logic. Tell me, in JDBC style persistence logic, are you going to write SQL queries or not? SQL queries are database software dependent or independent? Come on, dependent. 70% independent, but 30% dependent. But how, sir? In what way? Aggregate functions are not common in all databases. Data types are there, na? Varchar 2. Not compulsory, they should be there in MySQL and PostgreSQL as it is, right? There are few changes. There definitely changes are there. So 1% or 30% or 40%, but they are database software dependent only. 70% common, but 30% what? Changing. But there is a chance of what? Changing query database to database are not there. So SQL queries are database software dependent queries. So we can say JDBC style persistence logic is database software dependent or not there. Number one problem. Number two problem. Portability problem, guys. Changing database software in the middle of the development or in the middle of the production. Development means when code is going on, that is called development. Project is released and it is working for end customers, then it is called production. One company is there. When machinery is under fitting, we can say it's what? Under preparation, under development, right? Machinery ready and production started and the end product is ready. So then I can say what? It is in production or not there. It is in production or not there. Your entire education, you are in what? Preparation. Okay, once you started doing job, you are in production, right? The same thing here also. Changing database software in the middle of the development, in the middle of the production is very costly or not there. Why? Database to database queries are changing. In JDBC code, we write a lot of SQL queries. So you are changing queries means you are changing a persistence logic indirectly or not there. So database JDBC code is not portable across the multiple database software. That means changing database software in the middle of the development, in the middle of the production is what? Going to be very costly affair or not there. Number three problem, guys. All exceptions in JDBC are checked exceptions. Only one exception, that is SQL exception. Any problem, only one except, that is a checked exception. So that will force you to catch and handle the exception or not there. Next one. When we execute select query, we get a result set object. What object? I think everyone knows little bit of JDBC. We get a result set object. Result set object having bunch of records. Unfortunately, this result set object is not a serializable object. Can we send that object over the network? No. I want to pass records of the database from one project to another project. One project to another project over the network. Can we pass directly, guys? No. Then you have to do some hangama, boss. Copy each record into one Java Bean class object, which is a serializable object. Combine all those objects into list collection. Send that list collection over the network. So much pain we have to take it or not there? So much pain we have to take it or not there, guys? There is no proper support for transaction management. What is that? Running the logics by applying do everything or nothing principle is called transaction management. What is that, guys? What do you mean by do everything or nothing? Transfer money. Combination of two basic operations. Withdraw money from source account. Deposit money into destination account. Yes or no? No. If completed, both should be completed. Do everything. If failed, both should be failed. Withdraw failed. Though deposit completed, it should be rolled back. With deposit failed. Though withdraw completed, it should be rolled back. Do everything or nothing. That's what I generally say to students also. If attend every day regularly. Otherwise, drop from the batch, wait for the next batch. One day coming, 2 days bunking, not going to work out. Okay, right now introduction is going on, you will get backup videos, you can manage. But once coding starts, if you miss one session, it will affect for next 3 4 sessions. So that try to be regularly. And moreover, if you miss the class, it does not mean you miss the content. Before coming to next class, please go through the notes. I believe if you go through the notes, 80% you will understand. 20% you can catch me before the class or after the class. Feel free to come and communicate with me, right? So you can get the clarity. You can miss the class, but you cannot miss the content. Aisa no na? Anyhow, whatever I speak, I'm typing in the paintbrush and I'm uploading every day. Please go through it. Maximum clarity, you will get it. Fine. So there are limitations with the JDBC are not there. So we have to overcome these problems. To overcome this problem, they have come up with what? OR mapping persistence logic development with the support of ORM frameworks. Hibernate, IBT, Stoplink, Spring Data JPA. All these are directly, indirectly acting as what? ORM framework, object relational mapping. But can I put, okay, limitations of, okay. The SQL queries used in the JDBC code or what is there? Database software. Independent or dependent? Independent. What less? Persistence. Database software dependent queries. Dependent queries. So the JDBC code is database software dependent persistence loss. Understanding my statement, guys? Okay. JDBC code is not portable across the multiple database softwares. Okay, that means what's the meaning of that, guys? Come on. Changing database software is very difficult. Are you understanding my statement? Okay. The select SQL query execution in JDBC code gives what? Result set object, which is not a serializable object to send over the network. Okay, all exceptions in JDBC coding are what, guys? Checked exception. So programmers, what, guys? Are forced to catch and handle the exception. Programmers are forced to catch and handle the exceptions are not there. Yes, guys. There is no support for, there is no proper support for what, guys? Exception handling. There is no proper support for what? Exception. Sorry. Transaction management. What, guys? Transaction management. Okay, what is there? Executing the logics by applying what is there? Do everything or nothing principle. Do everything or nothing principle. Yeah, when these many problems are there, we have to solve them or not there. Yeah, tell me. Okay, I don't want to say only this problem, other problems also there. But right now I'm just introducing what is what. Okay, and etc. To overcome these problems, all these problems, all these problems. Yeah, tell me. Take the support of, tell me. OR mapping, OR mapping persistence laws. Yes, boss. Yeah, what is OR mapping persistence logic? Now, come on. It's a process of making objects of Java class representing DB table records. It's a process of making objects of Java class representing DB table records. That means every operation on DB table record we do through objects without using SQL queries. How, sir? 10 records, 10 objects. You want to read the record, read the object. You want to update the record, update the object reflects to record. You want to delete the record, delete the object, record will be deleted. You want to insert the record, create a new object with the data. Create a new object with the data. Give to ORM framework or ORM software that will take the object data, inserts the record, and keeps object and record in synchronization or not there. What do you mean by synchronization? Now onwards, anything happened on object reflects to record. Anything happened on record reflects to object or not there. Tell me, boss, to do insert operation, am I writing insert query? I am creating object with data now. Giving object to ORM framework. ORM framework is taking care of inserting object data as a record. Any insert query, guys? Okay. Now onwards, that object and record is in communication na? In synchronization na, boss. Now I want to read the record. You read the object. I want to update the record. Update the object. I want to delete the record. Delete the object. Am I going to write select query, insert query, delete query, update query, guys? Moreover. I want to move to another database. They're also same objects. On more database, they're also same objects. So without SQL queries, my persistence logic has become what? Database software independent or not there. That means my code has become what? Portable code across the multiple database software are not there. This is the biggest advantage that is there with what? OR mapping persistence logic. That's why no one is using JDBC, boss. Can you say outdated? You cannot say outdated. Why, sir? Simple reason. We are giving objects to ORM. ORM has to talk to database. Na? Database understands only SQL query. What is the best technology in Java to send and execute SQL queries in database software? JDB. That means all ORM frameworks are internally using what? JDB. Only the thing is we are not using directly, we are using them indirect. But that is not our headache, right? We are worried about how to communicate with ORM framework. What ORM framework is doing to complete the requirement, it's its headache, right? So can I say ORM frameworks are providing abstraction on JDBC technology or not? That means all code operation that are given to ORM framework through objects internally uses what? JDBC code plus SQL query to perform those operations on database software are not there. We think that we are doing everything through objects in OR mapping. ORM framework also receives all instructions as objects-based instructions only. But it internally generates what? Dynamic JDBC code and dynamic SQL queries as required for underlying database software and completes the task or not there. It's something like this, guys. Collector who is not a Telugu guy or regional guy, given instruction to MRO in English, pass this message to farmer. But MRO passes that message as it is to farmer? No. Because a farmer does not know English, it has to be converted into local Hindi, Telugu, Tamil language. Then only it can be communicate with the local guy or not there. Same, but collector is in the feeling, oh, I'm able to give instruction to people in the English language. But actual fact is what? MRO is taking English in this instruction and passing them to what? All the local people in the regional language are not there. Same thing. As a programmer, we think that we are doing everything through objects, objects, objects in OR mapping. And we are giving all instruction to ORM framework through object. But this ORM framework internally takes the support of what, guys? JDBC to complete the activity on database software by generating necessary JDBC code and SQL queries are not there. Okay. So shall we go for the process of mapping objects of Java class with DB table records having synchronization. What, guys? Among them. What do you mean by synchronization? Not locking, boss. Not locking. Don't apply Java meaning over here. Apply English meaning here. Certain words will change their meaning context to context. Platform. For a Java guy, platform means operating system, right? Yes or no? Na? As a passenger in railway station, platform means what you know. Yes or no, na, boss? And as a competitor winner, they say, this TV channel has given me great platform to showcase my talent, right? So that's why the words, there are few words, they change their meaning context to context. Got my point? So here the word synchronization is purely used having what? English meaning, not the threads meaning. Here synchronization means understanding each other. See, I'm teaching, you are listening. I'm raising queries, you are answering. You are raising queries, I am answering. Can I say we both are in good synchronization? Yes or no? Na? Okay, two batsmen are running very well in between the wickets. They're understanding each other's signals nicely, right? Okay. Where one run is there, they are taking two runs because of great understanding, right? Can I say two batsmen are in good synchronization or not? While playing doubles game in tennis, okay, they are receiving the ball and returning the ball very effectively by with proper coordination between two people. So they can say that doubles team is in what? Good synchronization or not? And to win the football matches, all 11 members should be in good synchronization or not? Otherwise, it's impossible to get the goals and to stop the goals. So here synchronization is used purely having English meaning. Right, having good synchronization among them. Yeah, look at this, guys. This is my Java application in which I'm planning to write OR mapping logic. This is my ORM software which internally uses JDBC. ORM software internally using JDBC. And this is my database software. This is the standard symbol representing what? Database. This is the standard symbol representing database. Okay, right. This is my Java application. Having what logic? OR mapping logic. This is my ORM framework, guys. What is that? ORM frame. Like Hibernate or not? Yes, internally uses JDBC. What is there, guys? Internally uses JDBC. Yeah, this is the standard symbol to represent database software. This is my database software or not? Yeah, here is my what? Or yeah, now listen. Database software. When I say database software, Oracle. This is my what? Oracle. Tell me here, where is this? Student DB table. Student DB table. So this table will have columns now, boss. SNO, SNAME, SADD, average. Generally, one or other column will be taken as primary key column, my dear. PK means what? Primary key of Pavan Kalyana. Okay, that's good. Because I think his new movie released and people are in that hype. Huh? Okay, fine. So here two records will be there or not there? 101 Raja Hyderabad. What is this? Hyderabad. Average is some number. 102. What is there? Rajesh Vizag 78 points. Here, how many records are there? Two records. As part of OR mapping logic, each record will be represented by one object now, my dear. Okay, guys. Student object 1. Here is one. Student object 2. Student object 1, student object 2. 101 Raja Hyderabad 89.0. Good. Next. 102 Rajesh Vizag. Tell me. 78.0. Yes, my dear. Yeah, first one represents first record. First object represents first record. Second object represents second record. Yes or no? Na? Yeah, tell me. Now onwards, any operation on the DB table can be done through objects or not. Suppose I want to insert third record. Create a new object for student class. Fill up with the data. Give that object to ORM framework. This ORM framework internally uses what? JDBC code and dynamically generated insert query and inserts the record or not. Here object, here record. Again comes to synchronization or not. Okay, now I want to read the record. Read the object. Now I want to update the record. Update the object. I want to delete the record. Delete the object. But indirectly, this ORM framework generate necessary queries and JDBC code. Completes the requirement or not there. To simply complete the requirement, it will take care of that activity or not there, guys. I hope everyone convinced here. So, final conclusion is ORM frameworks provide abstraction on JDBC technology and other technology and allows us to develop objects-based database software independent persistence logic without using any SQL queries. So when we have this kind of environment, why people uses JDBC, guys? Is JDBC outdated in the market? No. Direct utilization of JDBC is reduced. Indirect utilization of JDBC is happening through ORM frameworks. Are you getting my point? What are the popular ORM frameworks in the market? Hibernate, Hibernate, Toplink, Eclipse Link, many are there. Then what about Spring Data, JPA, Spring ORM? They are the modules in Spring and Spring Boot framework, providing abstraction on ORM framework. Already Hibernate is providing abstraction on JDBC. On the top of Hibernate, who is providing abstraction? ORM is providing. I mean, so Spring Data JPA and Spring Boot Data JPA is providing abstraction. What about Spring ORM, sir? Before arrival of Spring Data JPA, we used to have Spring ORM providing abstraction on Hibernate IBTs kind of. But that is outdated. As a better alternate, we got what? Spring Boot Data JPA. Which module we are going to learn here? Data JPA only we are going to learn. Not the Hibernate, not the Spring ORM, not other ORM framework. Why, sir? That's the latest and that's a hot cake in the market. We are going to learn about it. Do I need to learn Hibernate separately? No. You are learning Spring Data JPA means indirectly you are learning what? Hiber. In that process, whatever Hibernate fundamentals are required, I will revise them. Then only we will go for learning what? Spring Data JPA. Convinced with me, guys? In OR mapping, we can develop all the persistence logics purely by using objects. Purely by using object without writing any SQL queries. Without writing SQL queries. So we can say the objects based OR mapping. What is this? Persistence logic is database software independent persistence logic. Are you getting my point there or not there? ORM frameworks provide what, guys? Abstraction on JDBC, JDBC and other technologies. JDBC and other technologies and allows us to develop objects based OR mapping persistence logic as the database software. What is there? Independent persistence logic. As the database software, independent persistence logic. Everyone convinced with me, my dear? Okay, that's good. Okay, now let me give list of ORM frameworks. List of ORM frameworks. Yeah, tell me. Hibernate is given by whom? Hibernate is given by whom? From Softtree company. What company? Recently, this company is acquired by Red Hat. Recently, this company is acquired by whom, guys? Okay. IBTs is from Apache. Apache is the company name, guys. Next, Toplink from Oracle Corporation. Toplink is from what, guys? Oracle Corporation. Next one. Toplink is from what? Oracle Corporation. Next. Link, Eclipse link is there. Is from Eclipse. OJB, Object to Java Beans. What, guys? Object to Java Beans is from, again, Apache. Again, what? Apache. And many are there, guys, but these are a bit popular in the market. I'm listing them. Okay. So what is this? Number one. This is number one in the market. After that, little popularity is there for what? Eclipse Link. Got it? And after that, bit popularity is there for what? iBites. Bit popularity is there for what? iBites. When I use the word OJB, what is this? Object Java Beans. When I use the term OJB, Object Java Beans. Is that clear, guys? Okay. Now listen carefully. Spring, the data JPA module or ORM module that are there in Spring or Spring Boot framework provide abstraction on other ORM framework, especially on Hibernate. Simplifies what? OR mapping persistence logic. Already OR mapping is simplifying JDBC style persistence logic development. Come on. But abstraction on abstraction is coming or not there. See, for example, clutch, accelerator, brake, gear system, all four component providing abstraction on engine functionality. Without knowing what engine is doing, by using these four components, we can drive the car or not there. But nowadays we are getting automatic cars, right? They are giving one more level abstraction on these four components. And Tesla is launched in India, right? Okay. And that is allowing us to go for driverless cars, my dear. What cars, guys? Driverless car. And that is giving one more level abstraction on what? Vehicle driving or not there. So abstraction on abstraction we are enjoying or not there. Basic engine raw form. Four components are giving abstraction level one. On those four component, automatic cars have come. No need of changing gears and clutch system. So one level two of abstraction. Level three of abstraction is what? You just sit in what? Passenger seat, not in driver seat. It will take you wherever you want or not there. Maybe in India it has not come because Indian traffic conditions is bit different. Okay. In foreign countries, guys, driverless cabs are already started. Driverless cabs are already started. Okay, you book the car, it will come to your doorstep, sit in the passenger seat, and anyhow you kept the destination in your mobile phone, right? Okay, that will happily take you to the destination. That's it. So that's a success award. I think in Tesla also launched it in India. Okay, in Surat traffic they have tested a driverless car. Okay, 95% it's a great, but still Tesla is not encouraging to use what? Driverless driving feature in India because they want to do more and more experiments. Okay, let it be, guys. So what is this? Spring or Spring Boots? Spring Boots. What is this? ORM module or what is this? Data JPA mod provides abstraction on one or more ORM frameworks. FW means frameworks like Hibernate to simplify. What, guys? To simplify objects based. What, guys? Persistence logic develop. Objects based persistence logic develop. Yes. Okay, guys. In this course, we are going to learn what, guys? Spring Boot data JPA. What is there? JPA to develop persistence logic. In OR mapping style. To develop persistence logic. On what style, guys? Simply in what style, guys? OR mapping style. Convinced with me, my dear? Come on, everyone. To develop persistence logic simply in what style? OR mapping style. I hope you convinced with me, guys. Okay, now let me give one small diagram. See, who is this? Developer or programmer, right? Yes. What he will do? He will develop application or not there? ORM persistence logic. Objects based ORM persistence logic. Using what? Spring Boot data JPA or Spring data JPA or Spring Boot data JPA. That uses what, my dear? Hyper. That uses what, my dear? JDBC. And that JDBC talks to what, guys? Database. JDBC in Java never becomes outdated. Why? Because that's the only one core technology who knows how to send and execute SQL queries in database software. Moreover, database don't know Java, objects, OR mapping. Database knows only one language, that is SQL. Whatever dances, whatever abstraction you get in high level, but at the bottom, database understand SQL queries, and to send and execute SQL query in Java, JDBC is the only option. Are you getting my point there, guys? Remaining all things are our abstraction, guys. How much driverless car has to come? At the end, engine or motor has to be there, and that has to convert what? Given electric car fuel energy to kinetic energy, and wheels has to be rotated, right? That's a basic fundamental thing, guys. At the top end, you may get that abstraction, this abstraction, voice over driving. Come on, our mobile application based driving, our sensor based driving, whatever dances you do, you do at a high level. But at the bottom, fuel has to be converted into kinetic energy, and that energy has to be shifted to wheels, and wheels has to be rotated on the road, right? That basic will not never change. Abstractions may change, easiness may change, right, boss? Okay, guys. At the end, this will talk to database software or not? Yeah. Who is this? Develop. Okay. Yeah. What is this? Objects based OR mapping persistence loss. Objects based OR mapping persistence. Using what? Spring Data JPA, Spring Data JPA, or Spring Boot Data JPA. That is that uses Hibernate framework, or that internally uses JDBC technology or not? That uses database software or not there? Okay, that uses database software or not there? Developer uses OR mapping persistence logic. OR mapping persistence logic uses Spring Data JPA. That uses Hibernate framework. That uses JDBC technology, and that will talk to database software or not. So this is the whole mechanism, guys. So advanced Java, you learn this. Earlier, people used to learn Hibernate, but not now required. So they are directly learning Spring Data JPA or Spring Boot Data JPA. that provides abstraction on Hibernate and simplifies objects-based database software independent persistence logic are not there. I think you got the idea about right from what is persistence store to what is the role of Spring Boot data JPA in the market, guys. Spring Boot data JPA or Spring Data JPA provides abstraction on what? Hibernate framework and simplifies what? Persistence logic development. In what style? Objects based OR mapping style. So this is about ORM frameworks, guys. So ultimately using ORM framework, are we going to develop complete logic or only persistence logic? We are not going to develop total project or total application. We are going to develop only one logic of entire application, that is persistence logic. Every application is combination of many logics, guys. Persistence logic, database operations, business logic, calculations, analyzation, sorting, filtering, validations, all this stuff. Presentation logic, taking inputs, displaying output in a beautiful manner, right? Taking inputs, displaying output in a beautiful manner, formatted manner, right, guys? UI components comes into in presentation logic, boss. Monitoring logics are there. They don't do anything. They try to control all activities of the application. So application is collection of so many logics, but ORM frameworks are there to develop all the logics are only persistence logics. When JDBC is there, why should I learn OR mapping, guys? Because JDBC, direct utilization of JDBC is having some limitations or not. Okay, I'll conclude this by adding one question to the list. Is, uh, is the JDBC technology outdated? Is the JDBC technology outdated? Tell me, guys. What is the answer? No, not outdated. No, not outdated. Tell me. Because, because all the ORM frameworks are internally using JDBC code and SQL queries to complete the persistence operations on the database software against the objects based persistence instructions that they are receiving. What, guys? Against the objects based persistence instructions that they are receiving from the applications. Okay, guys. Okay, what is the final statement? Direct utilization of JDBC is reduced. Indirect utilization of JDBC is going on or not there? Okay, direct utilization. That's a study JDBC, but don't take it so heavily because we never directly work with the JDBC after joining the company. Only that knowledge will help you to work with what? ORM frameworks. Same with the Servlet JSP also. We don't work with the Servlet JSP directly because we have MVC framework. While working with them, okay, the knowledge of Servlet JSP definitely simplifies our life, no doubt in. Direct utilization of JDBC technology is reduced. And what is there? Indirect utilization of JDBC technology through what is there? ORM framework. Through ORM framework is increased. through ORM framework is increasing. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on, everyone. Super. No, not outdated because all this thing. Direct utilization is reduced, this one. Shall we take up second one, guys? MVC frameworks. Yeah, listen, guys. MVC, Model View Controller, is an architecture to develop project as layered application. What application? What do you mean by layered application? It's all about not keeping all logics in one class or one file, keeping different logics in different classes or files and making them talking with each other is called layered application development or layered project development. Keeping all the logics in single class, mixing up everything in single place is like a bachelor room, na my dear. Single room, that only bedroom, that only kitchen, that only playing ground, that only reading room, that only fighting room. Come on, guys. Very, very clumsy life are not there. Okay, a layered application or layered project is like 3 BHK or 4 BHK flat. Bedroom separate, kitchen separate, living area separate, dining area separate. Come on. For office, you can take separate room. For parties, you can take separate room. Come on, guys. But again, all are interconnected again. All are interconnected directly, indirectly to whole area or not there. The process of keeping different logics in different classes or files and making them talking with each other is called layered application. A layer is nothing but logical or physical partition of the project representing certain category logics. Persistence layer contains persistence logic, JDBC code, Hibernate code. Business layer contains business logics. Controller layer contains monitoring logics. UI layer, what is there? UI layer contains presentation logics. And MVC is the popular architecture to develop the project as what? Layered application. M for model represents what? Business logic and persistence logic. Nothing but service class and DAO class. Service class contains business logic. DAO means data access object class contains persistence logic. Come on, guys. V for view contains presentation logics. C for controller contains what? Monitoring logic. It won't do anything, but it controls entire project. Like controller is like supervisor. Supervisor work is not to work. Supervisor work is what? Making others to work. Supervisor work is what? Making others to work. Are you understanding my statement, guys? MVC frameworks. Yeah. MVC is an popular architecture. MVC is an popular architecture to develop the web application or what is this, guys? Distributed application as the what application? Layered application. That means keeping different logics in different classes or files and making them, communicating with each other, making them communicating with each other, making them communicating with each other. M for what is there? Model layer. Okay. Contains what logic? Business logic. What guys? Persistence logic. Contains business logic plus persistence logic. It is like accounts officer are not there. What do you mean by accounts officer, guys? Yeah, always busy in doing calculations kind of thing, guys. Business logic means the main logic of the project that represents the main logic of the project that represents what, guys? Calculations, analyzations, and other stuff. V for view layer. What layer? View. Uh, contains what logic, guys? Contains what logic? Persistence. Contains what logic? Persistence logic. Tell me. Okay, like a beautician. Yeah, why I'm comparing to the beautician? Takes the raw data and makes it as a good looking data or not there. Yes or no, na? When I use the word beautician, don't look at the girls. They go to beautician every 10-15 days. But we also go to barber once in a month or not there to cut the extra things, right? Yeah. See for what? Controller. Ah. Where is this, guys? Contains monitoring logic, guys. What logic? Contains monitoring logic. Yeah. Like supervisor. Supervisor work is working or supervising? Hey, what is the spell of supervisor? Na? We only, na? Yeah, fine. Supervisor or traffic police? Traffic police is what? Is stands in the middle and controls the traffic or not there? Yeah. You understood the roles of each layer in MVC architecture? Are you getting my point there, guys? Yeah. MVC frameworks are the web frameworks. They provide abstraction on Servlet JSP technologies. What technologies? And simplifies, okay, web application development. What is? Nothing but website development. Already we are developing website by using Servlet JSP technologies. Okay, if you use MVC architecture with Servlet JSP technologies, every layer, every logic should be developed by the programmer manually. It is very burden work. But frameworks means 70-80% logic they only generate. Only final 20-30% logics only we have to develop, right? So these MVC frameworks provide abstraction on what? Servlet JSP technologies and simplifies what? MVC architecture based web application development. What are these MVC frameworks that are there in the market? We have Struts, JSF, WebWork, Spring MVC, Spring Boot MVC. All these are the frameworks that are there or not there. Listen carefully. Spring is a big framework. In that one, sub frameworks are there. Spring MVC is only MVC framework. Spring Boot MVC is another framework in Spring Boot framework. So that means Spring is a bigger framework. In that one, small sub frameworks are there or not there. Okay. So let us see, guys. Developing the web application, nothing but websites using what is there? Servlet JSP technologies. Using Servlet JSP technologies. Using Servlet based on MVC architecture, layered application. Is very complex and time consuming process because the programmers needs to take care of all the logics of all the layers manually. All the logics of all the layers manually. Definitely it's going to be time consuming process or not. Okay. MVC frameworks provide what, guys? Abstraction on what, guys? Servlet JSP technologies and simplifies what, guys? Simplifies the MVC architecture based web application development. What is there? Development as the layered application. What application, guys? MVC architecture based web application development as the layered application. I hope you understood my statement, guys. MVC frameworks. Can I give a list of MVC frameworks, guys? List of MVC framework. Yeah, what is their struts? From which company? Apache. Sir, Apache is such a popular, they give a lot of frameworks. Nora. All free softwares will be donated to Apache. With Apache brand name, they come out. Apache don't have their own permanent office building also. If you open Apache website, they expect donations. You can donate. They ask funding also, right? Then how it is surviving, sir? So that is not started for a money earning, boss. So a lot of individuals might have done a lot of hard work to create a frameworks, to create a tools, to create a technologies, to create supporting softwares, right? But if they release on their own, no one recognizes them. It may be, though it is good, product is good, they may not be recognized, right? Brand is very important to believe the product. Come on, guys. See, tomorrow I started one car manufacturing company, released a better car than Tesla. Will they purchase? No. Branding is very important. So Tesla car with a small, few less features, one, two failed feature also, people still believes it because there's a brand for it, right? So keeping this problem in mind, so such is some senior developers who already contributed to Java community by giving free software, formed this Apache Foundation. Look at the name also, Apache Foundation. And whenever someone says, I developed this software, I'm ready to give as a free software, they review, they test it. If it is okay, they release through Apache so that it will reach to more people. So that it will reach to more people. That's why blindly remember anything from Apache, generally Java based, and moreover, it's going to be free. It's going to be free. Starts from what, guys? Apache. Next one, JSF, Java Server Faces, from Sun Micro System. But that is been acquired by whom, guys? Oracle Corporation. Okay. Next one, WebWork. From which company? Open Symphony. WebWork, Open Symphony. Are you getting my point there or not? Yeah, WebWork, Open Symphony. Open Symphony. Super. Next we got what, guys? Spring MVC. Spring Web MVC. Arey, both are one and the same. From which company, guys? From Interface 21. What is there? Interface 20. Spring Boot MVC, Spring Boot Web MVC. Again from what, guys? Interface 20. Okay. And etc. Yeah. Let me say one thing. Note. Spring MVC, come on. Spring Boot MVC are the... Okay. What frameworks, guys? Big frameworks. What frameworks, guys? Big frame. In that, sorry, I have to say Spring Boot. Spring Boot are the big frameworks. In that, come on. Okay, Spring MVC or Spring Boot MVC are the sub frameworks that are given to just develop what, guys? Web applications and distributed applications. That are given to just develop what? Web applications and distributed up. Everyone getting my point there or not there? So out of 4 frameworks, how many frameworks we completed so far? One is ORM, other one is what? ORM is to test develop objects-based persistence logic by getting abstraction on JDBC code. MVC framework is what? To develop the website based on MVC architecture by getting abstraction on Servlet JSP technologies are not there. Super. Okay, how many other frameworks are left, guys? 2 frameworks are left. What are those? Web service frameworks and JWE framework. Tomorrow we'll complete them. Monday onwards, we'll be having sessions on what? Core module. What module? Spring core module. So I said introduction, I prepared from 0%. So at this, you got the basic idea. What is language? What is technology? What is framework? How many type of frameworks are there? And each framework is given for what purpose? How they are providing abstraction on technologies. You are getting basic idea or not there? Super, guys. Sir. To learn MVC framework against Servlet JSP knowledge is required or not required? A basic knowledge is required. All these frameworks are used only for Java language application. GRAM, try to use little bit common sense. I have given heading different types of Java frameworks. What is the title of the class today? Different types of what? Java framework. So why Java frameworks will be used outside Java? And I'm giving all the Java frameworks only. Why I will talk about other frameworks? Guys, present, what is that? Presence of mind, common sense is very, very important. What's the use of attending whole session when you don't realize all these are Java frameworks? Yesterday I have given some PHP framework separately, .NET framework separately, right? Innocence is not the bliss sometimes. Innocence is very dangerous sometimes. Okay, next. Why don't you start your own IT company? I have my own startup, guys, but it is in what? IoT domain. What is that IoT domain? Internet of Things. What is there? Internet of Things. I will show what are my products. Yeah, this is our product, guys. It's a German word. Yeah, like Indian words, we cannot bring big branding. Okay, that's why we have chosen one German word. Actually, it should be pronounced as a dock. It's not dosh, it is actually dock. But in India, we pronounce it as what? Dosh. Yeah, to say superb in German, they say dosh. The same term we have taken here. So it is like alternate to our regular switches. This is called smart switch, right? Okay. It runs with voice over commands from mobile application, and you can also operate manually. Okay. And it's a smart switch, guys. 50% touch panel is there, 50% screen is there. In this screen, you can do nearly 30 to 40 other operations. And it has got built-in Alexa. There is no need of separately purchasing Alexa. And if you observe this, because of command that is given, curtains are opening here. Did you notice that? Did you notice that? So, like with voice over commands, we can operate a number of devices from mobile application also we can operate. Fine. So it is called IoT, Internet of Things. Why? So far, people are using internet, but in this example, in this scenario, things are using internet. Now this switchboard has got its own IP address. It is there in the internet. So from US also I can control what? Lights of my home because it has got identity. Things are using directly internet. That's why it is named as what? Internet of Things. Right? We have smart locks. Okay, smart curtains. So what's the basic theme, Let the regular operation is automated so that you can focus on primary important operation. Getting up in the morning, opening the curtains, switching off the lights at the night. Okay, switching on the lights at 6 p.m. You need not to do manually, right? It has to be done automatically. So that automation will help you in this product. Fine, that's good, great. So tomorrow we have a session. And our next class will be on what? Saturday. And now onwards, you prepare to attend sessions on Saturdays also. Okay, let me upload. Yeah, once link is changed, don't worry, I will move everything to what? I'll move everything to Google Drive. You can collect the notes from Google Drive. What's your folder, guys? Class content, Spring. Where is this? 719. Intro. Where is this? This. Let me save the document before I upload. Save open. Thank you guys. Have a nice time. We'll meet tomorrow to understand remaining types of frameworks. Yeah, just pass the message to your friends who are thinking it's a morning batch. I will wait for next batch, which will come in other timings. Tell them they need to wait 2.5 months. If they are ready to wait, they can. Otherwise, better to ask them to continue in this batch. Fine. Thank you.